All right, guys. Let's try this again. Hopefully it goes well. I'm going to pull up my stream on my end just to make sure as I watch it, it's not too laggy. And hopefully it goes well. I'm going to give it a second to pop up over here on my side. I'll probably just start over with everything that I was talking about, and we'll go from there. So far, it looks good. Um, I think we are back. Yes, Ryan. Channel is looking good. Thank you, thank you. You guys like the background? I got a backdrop off of Amazon. I set that up. I set the lights up last stream. If any of you guys were there, I messed with the camera settings a little bit, so I didn't look so washed out. Uh, and I feel like it looks better now. But let me know what you guys think. I also moved the microphone. I played with sensitivity there, so hopefully it sounds a little bit better too. Black hat, black background. Yeah, I know. For right now. For right now. But it's not like a background I set. It's actually just the background. So I can you see I can turn it over there. No lag this time. All right, good. I'm just before I get to talking, I just want to let it roll a little bit just to make sure there's no lag. I went through and changed all of my video output settings. I changed my bit rate. I think I wasn't getting enough upload because I was just under 15 up. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, so I was just under 15 upload, and I had my bit rate at 6,000. So I think that's what was causing the issue. I'm not too sure though. I'm not great. I'm trying to get better. I made a little starting soon picture thing. Tugboat, what's up, Dennis Smith? Pulseo TV, what's up, buddy? Carer1, B-Rad, Ryan North. What's up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. So again, I just wanted to touch on. I was saying this before, but I had to restart the stream. I just wanted to touch on everything that's kind of happened since I last went live. So, the Olympia. Did people get paid? What's going on with that? The super matches in Texas. You had Corey West and Todd Hutchings, Bill Logston and Justin Bishop, Kyle DePue versus Matt Craig, Kyle DePue versus Niles Anderson. So you had those four super matches. You have John versus Devin now. I also went and competed this past weekend. I also did a challenge the champ thing. So that was cool. That was a lot of fun. I did that on Sunday, so competed Saturday. Did the arm wrestling challenge the champ thing Sunday. Competed Saturday. Sorry, I don't know what I said. This weekend upcoming, we have Paul Lin versus John Brzenk, which I will be going to. So we'll touch on that and what I think about that. Ryan versus Lachlan. There's a lot that's happened and that's coming up. So a lot to talk about. Figured it was about time. I wanted to go live the last couple days, guys, but I was sick. Today is the first day I'm finally feeling not sick. So yeah, thankfully I'm able to hop on here. Now let's see. Do you really think John can eat enough pancakes to beat Devin? Cody Merritt posted a picture of the check he got. All right, Pulseo. So I guess that's where we'll start. Is did everyone get paid? So I can't speak for everyone, but I did get paid. I got paid myself. Ooh, Ryan North with a $10 super chat saying, "Thanks for adding me to the top 10 in Florida." Ryan, buddy, you deserved it. Guys, Ryan North is a newer arm wrestler here in Florida. He trains out with the Tampa guys, Brad Grundy, Noel, that team, Zach Cannon. I think you still train out with them too. But hey, I only added you because you've earned it. But I appreciate the super chat, buddy. So as I was saying, I did get paid. I got my check on Monday or Tuesday. Um, I believe Dave Chafee got his check the same time. I think Dave Chafee got his check on Monday. Cody Merritt got his check on Monday. My check I deposited on Monday. I had money in my account Tuesday. 500 Tuesday. 500 when. Yeah, Wednesday, yesterday. So all my funds have cleared. From what I've heard, everyone's funds have cleared. There's a couple people that haven't quite got paid yet. I think that their checks are still in the mail. It's only like one or two people that I've seen that said, "Hey, I still haven't got it." But being that the vast majority of people have already gotten paid or gotten their checks, I don't think that there will be an issue with those last one or two people. Carl Stanley, I know he got paid. I think Alan Fisher got paid. Adam Wilmot got paid. So everything's good. I've been talking to some people, and I guess Marvin is going to be putting on another event in the upcoming future shortly. So keep your eyes out for that. Being that he pulled it through this time, I wouldn't be too surprised if he pulled it through next time, guys. So if you see me talking about something, you want to come to a tournament, you want to try to win some money, just this time it worked. Next time it's probably going to work. There's no guarantee. I'm never going to be the one putting up the money, so don't come for me if the money doesn't show up. But at least you know that, hey, it probably will. I've also been talking to another promoter that's coming into the sport, and he's going to be working. I probably shouldn't talk about too many details, but he's going to be working with someone who we trust in arm wrestling to put on another few events starting in December, which are also going to be big money tournaments, super matches, tournaments, just really high quality stuff. So again, keep your eyes out for that. I'll be talking about that. I'll be covering those. I'll probably hit every single event. I'll try to record it. If they ask me not to post it, of course, guys, I'm not going to post it. I don't want to ruin any relationships before they start. But if I'm allowed to post it, I will. If I'm allowed to live stream it, I will. But we're kind of getting to that point in arm wrestling where some arm wrestlers are able to make some real money arm wrestling. Now, it's not football, basketball money, but it is money. Dave Chafee flew down to Orlando. He won $10,000 and a pretty cool arcade that I assume is worth $1,000 or $2,000. So that's pretty cool that we're at that point where if you compete every few months, you make 10 grand every couple months. That's a full-time income just off of arm wrestling. So hopefully that continues. I've heard WAL is supposed to be coming back, so hopefully that continues. Maybe they decide to go back to tournament style. I'm not too sure there. But with all these opportunities, now is the time to be training. Get strong, get big, and get prepared, because I'm telling you now, you have a few months. Heads up, notice, if you see this, you have a few months, get prepared. There is going to be big money. Dennis, all right, let's go ahead and talk about the super matches. We'll start at the start of the card. I think the first match was Kyle versus Niles Anderson. Niles took that one 3-0, which is what I predicted. Yo, $5 super chat from Macho Man Arm Wrestling. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, "Hey, Chance, what's up, dude?" Aaron Yearsley in the house. Thank you, buddy. Fox 8 Ball, Pulseo. All right, so I'm going to get back to what I was talking about. So Niles beat Kyle 3-0. I predicted that. Even though Kyle's my boy, I wanted him to win. I think that Niles just had a little bit too much for him. Niles ended up looking like he had a lot too much for Kyle. It wasn't as close as I thought it was, so kudos to Niles for showing up. Niles is like, who's next? I think he should pull Joel Hudick, so hopefully we see that happen soon. Matt Craig also beat Kyle, which again, I thought that was a mismatch. I thought Kyle maybe aimed a little bit too high this time. And I think Matt Craig ended up winning 3-0 as well. Other than that, we had Bill Logston versus Justin Bishop. Justin won 3-0, but Bill gave him a little bit more than I expected. Bill gave Justin a little bit more than I expected him to. Bill looked strong. Bill looked in shape. It wasn't a complete mismatch, but really, if you want someone to give Justin a good match, it has to be one of the top 98 guys or one of the select few 76 guys that can pull with him. Bill is I think ranked 10 to 15, somewhere around there at 176, where Justin is like 3 or 4. So it was a bit of a mismatch in my opinion, but it was closer than I expected it to be, just as far as what Bill was able to do. Bill, at least in the first round, Bill was able to really not totally get dominated in the hand, at least. And then, of course, we had the match that everyone was excited for, Corey West versus Todd Hutchings. Corey ended up losing that to Todd Hutchings. Todd won 3-2. Corey flash pinned Todd Hutchings once. Todd Hutchings elbow fouled a second time. It was tied up at 2-2. In the final match, there was a little bit of a war, and Todd Hutchings ended up coming out with a win there. So super impressive by Todd Hutchings. Corey obviously has been training with Michael. He's been looking really strong. Obviously, I have him as one of the top contenders to be the number 1, 2, or 3 guy in the near future. And Todd Hutchings just proved that, he's not there yet. But Corey still looked really good. Unfortunately, I lost my stake on Corey, but that's all right. I kind of had a feeling Todd Hutchings would win, but I was rooting for Corey. I do want the new guys to win here. So hopefully Corey just makes some adjustments, gets back to training, and is ready for his next opponent, whoever that may be. Todd Hutchings, looked really strong. It gives me a little bit of hope for Todd, and my prediction that Todd Hutchings beats Sasho. I thought that match would be close. I think that match isn't quite as close as I thought it was, especially being that they're both inside pullers. I don't know if Sasho would have been able to do that to Corey. I don't think he would have, but it's really hard to know. Let me check some comments. So did Dave get 10,000? Saw someone somewhere that it wasn't 10. Cody got 5. So it's 5,000 for left arm, Pulseo, and 10,000 for right arm. Dave did get his 10,000, and Cody got his 5,000. So they both got the appropriate amount. Alan Fisher got his 3,000 for his class right hand, and he also got his 1,000 for his class left hand, because he placed in the top 4, but not first or second. So he did get paid out properly. Dennis already responded to that, but there you go. Kyle does have balls, but I think what Kyle really needs to do right now, Fox, is he just needs to put his head down. He needs to train, get strong, and then come out and start hitting some tournaments. I was just talking to Derek Smith about that not too long ago. Bill also hasn't been very active past couple of years, correct or no? No, he's been pretty active, just only within his region. He hasn't traveled too much out of Kansas City that I know of, but in Kansas City, he's been hitting all the tournaments, and he's always kind of the man in that area. We just haven't seen him push too far out of Kansas City to test himself. Kansas City, the NatFit Midwest Open 2, that was March 13th in Kansas City. There was a 27-man class. Bill Logston ended up taking third that day, to Jamie Sheldon taking first, and then Billy Krepp taking second. I do think that Bill probably would have beat Billy if it weren't for him and Jamie having a really long war, but that being said, those were the only 2 people that I've seen beat him recently. I don't think that Billy or Jamie would beat Justin Bishop, and I'm pretty confident in that Billy couldn't, but that's only because Billy lost to Dalton Duncan, and Dalton trains with Justin. So a lot of information there, but essentially what I'm saying is Bill has been active. He's been doing really well. The only time he's lost recently were to those 2 guys, which are a tier under Justin. So we could have predicted that Justin got the win. A from Fern Park, Florida. What's up, Monster Mash? Good to see you in here, buddy. You're very close to me. I'm near Orlando, so Monster, if you're ever interested in getting into practice with me or any other local guys, make sure you download ArmBet if you haven't already. It's on Android and Apple phones. You just download ArmBet, and it'll tell you the closest arm wrestlers to you. You can message them directly and set up a practice with them. Sasha's only 90 kg. Will he go up or Todd come down or neither? Joe, I don't think that they have a set weight. If they do, I'd imagine it's 95 kilos. Chance, what is your prediction on my super match with Tim Talmadge? Aaron, I have to, I don't know who I want to root for. You and Tim are both good friends of mine, but if I were to give a prediction, I'm going to say Tim Talmadge should be the favorite there. Tim has a lot more experience, a lot more years of pulling. Tim also travels a lot more, so he gets to grip up with a lot more hands. I think overall Tim's probably more prepared. That being said, I know you're hungry. I know you want wins. I know you want recognition. So I know you're going to be bringing your all, Aaron. So it should be a good match. I'm excited for it. If I was to stake it, if I had to put my money on it, I'd probably go with Tim, but that's nothing against you. I just think that he is the more prepared overall and seasoned athlete. Sasha is also like 5 feet tall. Yeah, Sasha is pretty short. Obviously, he's taller than 5 feet, but he is a shorter athlete. So for him to go up to 100, I think, would be difficult. But Todd to get to 95 with a water cut, if they do day before weigh-ins, I think is really realistic. I don't know what Todd's walk-around weight is. Last time I asked him, I think it was like 230. But that was a while ago, so I don't know if it's near the same. I don't know if he put on a lot of weight for Corey or not. You guys might know a little bit better on that. 5'4", 5'6". Okay. Chance, lots of people always put you, Corey, and Derek in the same common group. Do you think Corey is currently slightly ahead of you guys, or do you think you're right there with him? Dennis, I think that me, Corey, and Derek are pretty close. Until we pull, we won't know. I don't want to pull them until we're at the top, though. But I would predict that me, Derek, and Corey are very, very, very similar level pullers. I think I beat some people easier than Corey does stylistically, but I think Corey beats some people a lot easier than I do stylistically. Like Wayne Withers, if I were to really, fight to beat him in a match, I think it'd be difficult because Wayne has such a big dominant hand, and that's kind of a difficult thing for me to deal with style-wise, where Corey, it's very easy. But Corey and Mike Aiello might have a hook war where I would just top roll Mike Aiello and not have to deal with it. So I do think that we're very similar level pullers. Same with Derek. I mean, Derek's probably the most versatile arm wrestler out of the three of us. He's 6'8", so he has a long lever. If he wants to go outside, he likes hooking, so he can commit there too. I think that Derek is a lot more versatile than me and Corey. I think that Derek isn't as good of a top roller as I am, and probably isn't as good of a hooker as Corey, but because he's so versatile, he'll have great success against a lot of different people. I'm really excited for Derek and Tim Brzenk. I would like to see where I stand with Todd Hutchings currently, but I'm sure in the future the three of us will end up pulling, and we'll get to find out where everyone's at that point in time. But for the time being, I know Corey doesn't care, but Derek and I would at least like to focus on beating the top guys before even thinking about each other. My main and only focus right now is FA. FA is going to be my competitor in Turkey the end of January, beginning of February. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited for it, though. 5'11", I feel short at the table. Can't imagine being 5'6". Yeah, but sometimes being shorter has its advantages as far as your lever size. I think being short and being a hook puller might help a lot, because when you contain someone, you're already in a good position, and if it's a top roller, they're going to be so separated if you have that lat connection. Just guessing though, because again, I'm 6 foot tall, so I don't know what it's like being 5'6" either. But if you're a good arm wrestler, you can be a good arm wrestler at any height within a weight class. Of course, there will never be a 5'6" or 5'4" super heavyweight. Met Sasha at Arm Wars. He's solid. Awesome. John said on Gary's channel, Gennady is facing Hermes at King of the Table 2. Is that confirmed? That would be a good match. John probably slipped up and said something that he wasn't supposed to. I hope that's the match that happens. I don't think it's confirmed. I could reach out to Larry and talk to him about it and find out. Uh, let's talk about King of the Table though. So apparently you have 3 matches. You have hey Dancho, thanks for subscribing, buddy. You have Ryan Bowen is pulling, who I think he's pulling Sasho, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking here at my phone because I saw a post about it not too long ago. I don't remember where it was. Maybe arm wrestling discussion. I can't remember. I think Ryan Bowen was pulling Sasha. It might have been someone else. You had John pulling Devin, and then you had Hermes pulling Gennady. My prediction, as of right now, if those are the 3 matches, I'm taking Sasha over Ryan, but in a close match. I do think Ryan is getting good. I just don't think he's that good yet. Not in an extremely close match, but if they're pulling 6 rounds, I'm going to say like 5-1, but Ryan holds him up and makes him work for each pin. Maybe the last pin is easy for Sasha, but I think Ryan gets one. I don't think, before I get too far, I don't think that means that Ryan beats RVJ. I think RVJ still beats Ryan. I just think that Ryan's style is going to be a lot more successful against Sasha, if that's the match. If anyone can correct me, that would be great. Irakli. Okay, that's right, Irakli. Thank you, guys. If it's Irakli, based off of what I saw when Irakli faced Dan Mosier, yes, Irakli won 5-1 and didn't get pinned at all, but I was not as impressed with Irakli as I expected to be, as he was hyped up to be. So Ryan versus Irakli, I think it's closer than people would probably give Ryan credit for. You guys know I'm not like a Ryan Bowen fanboy or anything like that, but sometimes you gotta give credit where credit is due. I do think that Ryan has a good chance there. If I was betting money, I'm still betting on Irakli, but not by like a big margin. Maybe 55-45 Irakli over Ryan, but I do think that that's a good match. Whoever set that up, that should be good. So kudos to Larry and his team for setting that up. Gennady and Hermes. I'm taking Hermes all the way on that. And I think Hermes is overrated. And I think Gennady is underrated. But the thing is Gennady's hand and wrist is his weak point. And obviously that's Hermes' strength. I'm not saying that his hand and wrist is weak, but it is his weak point. And I think Hermes is gonna take advantage of that. And I think that Hermes is just gonna crack his wrist and beat him every single time. Maybe one time Gennady can still get the pin driving sideways, because he can drive sideways without his wrist. We've seen him do it before, but I'm still taking Hermes on that. And then Devin and John. I really think, as much as I want to say that John is going to win, I really don't think that he's going to have what it takes to beat Devin in such a short time. His match with me was really his comeback match. That was July 31st. So we're talking really August, September, October, November, 4 months of training. 4 months of training to beat one of the best guys in the world is going to be tough. If there was a weight cap and they both had to be 230 or something, whatever, even 240, I think it'd be a closer match. But if Devin's going to come in at 300 pounds and John's coming in at 240, I think it's going to look like quite the mismatch. I think it'll look similar to Michael and Devin. So we'll see. I am rooting for John, but I do think that is the most mismatched match on that card. We'll see if Devin comes in smaller. We'll see if John comes in bigger. And we'll see, if not, if it is a mismatch, if Devin will sell the match and make it look closer than it actually is. But I really just don't see it. But I could be wrong. You know, if John is improving rapidly, which he could be capable of, he is the greatest of all time. Who knows? I don't think that I'm too many tiers away from Devin, being that I've pulled him a few times. I kind of know what to expect. I've pulled Michael. I've pulled Dave Chafee now as well. I know I'm not there, but John's just a little bit stronger than me, or at least he was the 31st. So maybe he comes in a little prepared. And if Devin doesn't come in ridiculous at 300 pounds, then maybe it's a little closer than I think. But I just don't think, unfortunately, it is. But hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. Let's see. Irakli. Irakli seems to be a single lane puller. Dragon pronation through the strap. I like to see Ryan do inside with him. Yeah, Joe. We'll see. Irakli doesn't seem too one-sided, but he definitely he has his lane that he likes to use. I'm sure that he's capable of using other lanes, though. Hello, sir. How are you feeling today? Good, buddy. How are you feeling today, Emil? If Hermes beats Gennady, I'd like to see an official super match between Hermes and Vitaly, even though I think Vitaly would beat him badly. I don't think that that's quite the lane I would take. Isn't Hermes pulling Trubin? If Hermes beats Trubin and Gennady, then I would say, okay, Hermes versus Vitaly's not too off of a match. Hermes versus Dave Chafee would be interesting. Hermes versus Devin or Michael. I would rather see, because if Hermes already gonna beat Dmitry Trubin, if Hermes is already gonna beat Gennady, then I'd like to see him face an American personally. But I don't think that Vitaly would be too crazy of a thought if he were to win both of those matches, Joe. So that would be an interesting match. Agree, but he already talked about a rematch with Devin after that match at King of the Table. Okay, that's good to hear. Yo, what's up, Benjamin? Arm wrestling gamer. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. John is a hungry legend. Everyone should be nervous. I agree. Everyone should be nervous. With enough time, I think that match is closer, but I don't think it's enough time, Thomas. I hope I'm wrong. Good to hear, Emil. Good to hear, buddy. What else? What else did I want to talk about? Oh, upcoming matches. Of course, speaking of John Brzenk versus Paul Lin. I'm really excited for. I'm really excited. I consider myself friends with both John and Paul, so it's gonna be hard to pick a side. But Paul and I have been friends for a long time, so I have to go with longevity in this one and root for Paul, even though I think John is a heavy favorite. I decided yesterday that I'm going to go up there. So if any of you are going to be in Virginia this weekend, I'll be there. You'll see me. I'm flying up Saturday. I'm going to go to Paul Lin's house. I'm going to drive with Paul Lin to the event. And then we're leaving right after, and I'm flying home Sunday morning. So I'm not going to be up in Virginia or Pennsylvania for too long, but just for the match, and I'm really excited. I'm definitely, just so you guys know, I'm definitely going to be bringing my camera. I'm going to record as much as I can. Hopefully, I'll be able to get interviews with Paul and John before the match, what they've been doing leading up to the match as far as training, as far as diet, as far as their approach. Have they been worried about the opponent doing anything specifically? Have they been training? What are they going to do? Because obviously it's going to be put out after the super match, so I'm going to ask for the game plans, like what they plan on doing. And if you guys have any additional questions that you want me to ask them, feel free to DM them to me. And I just want to put together a production. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes of interviewing, 10-15 minutes of the super match, and then hopefully I can get some post-match interviews as well. I'm going to get that edited and hopefully uploaded that night. We'll see if I have internet in time, but I'll probably edit it on the drive home, post it once I get back to Paul Lin's house. And so keep your eye out for that. But like I said, DM me if you have any questions. Really excited for that event as a whole. You also have the middleweight round rob. I believe it's a round robin. It's a 4-man little event. It could be, winners face, losers face. It could be a round robin. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I believe it's Brandon Elsesser, Jason Merlot, Quinlan Mendez, and Bill Sinks. So Bill Sinks, we haven't seen too much of recently. I think he pulled at that underground arm wrestling event that Paul Lin was part of. I think it was the first ROTN up in New York. I think that was early 2020. I think we saw Bill Sinks there. I believe Merlot beat Sinks. Quinlan Mendez, I don't think that we've seen him pull since WAL, so I'm really interested to see what kind of shape Quinlan is going to be coming in. And then Brandon Elsesser, of course, has been looking really strong. So Brandon Elsesser is coming off of his wins with Jordan Sill. I would expect Brandon Elsesser to be the heavy favorite there. If I had to guess the order that they're going to place, I would go Brandon Elsesser at 1. I would go Jason Merlot at 2. Jason just took second at the IFA World Championships to Brent Rackers. I would put Quinlan Mendez probably at 3 and Bill Sinks at 4. But Bill is known to have some nasty endurance. So if Bill is able to stop a match with Elsesser, he could ruin Elsesser's day, and it could be someone else's opportunity to win. And with Quinlan, we don't know what shape he's in. If he comes in peak form, he might just go through everyone. So I think it's a really interesting card. So I'm excited for that as well. Other super matches we have this weekend. Speaking of other super matches, Roger Learned is in the chat. What's up, buddy? Wish me luck. I'm going against Jody Williams, coming for his rank on the 242 list. This weekend will be epic. Yeah, so Roger Learned is pulling Jody Williams. Roger's currently ranked 20. I think Jody's ranked 14 or somewhere around there. So that should be a good match. Jody should definitely be the favorite on paper. He has a little bit more accolades than Roger does, but Roger's been looking good recently. He's been training hard. I know that. I'm going to take Roger in this match 3-2. It's going to be a close match. I wouldn't be too surprised if Jody beats you, Roger. Just being honest, but I do think that you might win. I can't really root for either one of you guys. Both of you guys are my friends. I talk to you guys all the time. But just going off of a gut feeling, Roger 3-2 in some wars. But we'll see. It should be good. I didn't predict John and Paul. I think that John wins. I'm hoping it's close, but I won't be too surprised if it's not close. We have what other match? Oh, Ryan and Lachlan. And that match, I'm not as excited for. I will watch it. I think it's going on at the same time as John and Paul, so I'll probably watch it afterwards. Ryan or Lachlan. I've been saying Lachlan. I'm going to stay with Lachlan. I think that Lachlan is just going to be a little too strong. I know Ryan thinks he's just going to crack Lachlan's hand, and he might, but I don't know if that'll be quite enough. I hope Lachlan knows how to use his strength with his hand back or cupped. That being said, if Lachlan can set the cup, I don't think Ryan really has much of a hope. But again, I think it's a closer match than a lot of people think it is. But I'm still going to go Lachlan. If they're pulling 6 rounds, I'll go 4-2. Maybe 5-1. But again, I'm not going to be super surprised if Ryan pulls out the win either on that. Thumbs up? Yes. Thank you for reminding me, Redford. We're at 28 likes, 50 viewers. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's try to bump that up close to that 50 mark where viewers are. So make sure you hit the like button. You can, if you're on your phone, all you got to do is swipe out of the live chat, click X on the live chat, hit the thumbs up button, and then right next to that you're going to see live chat. You click that, it'll bring you back into the chat. So thank you, Redford Nilly, for reminding me, and thanks everyone for hitting the like button in advance. Um, what else is coming up? Or what else have we not talked about yet? Let me think. Oh, I don't know if I talked about it, but I did compete on Saturday. It was just a local Florida tournament. I ended up winning that. I went undefeated. It was a smaller class, so I didn't have too many matches to post. I just had 4 matches. It was a triple elimination event. It was Biketoberfest. It's one of our staple tournaments. This was the 9th year running. So because I kept winning, I beat the same guy 3 times, and then I beat someone else once. So if you guys are interested in checking those matches out, I just posted a short clip there on TikTok. So hit the Linktree link in my description of this video. You'll see my TikTok. Hit the TikTok, and all the matches are there. So feel free to check those out if you want. That was a pretty good day, and then I did a beat the champ thing. A local bar wanted to have me out, set up an arm wrestling table, let people challenge to arm wrestle me and try to beat me. So we did get some good footage there. That was a pretty fun time. I enjoyed meeting a bunch of people, sold some shirts, hung out, took some pictures. So thanks to anyone that was out there. I know a few subscribers came out to meet me. That was pretty cool. And then obviously there was a couple arm wrestlers there as well. Hopefully we'll get that video edited and put out by the end of the week. If not, look for it shortly, but I will be posting that soon. That was fun. This was the week I was supposed to start my training, but I was sick, and I also still don't have my Olympic plates in, so hopefully I get those in this week, and then this upcoming week is when I'll be starting my Giannis training. I have been keeping on track with my nutrition. Ms. El Jador is my nutritionist. So whatever supplements and nutrition he tells me to take, I've been pretty on top of that. When I was sick, my eating was a little light, but besides that, I've been trying to stick to it pretty good. Feel like Paul is going to beat John. Interesting, Dennis. Interesting. What you think about West versus Todd? West versus Todd? USA versus the world? Is that the event that you're talking about tomorrow? Let me know. Roger beats Jody. Interesting. How old are you? Steven, I am 23. Carl Stanley versus Paul Passmore is going down November 13th in Beaufort, Georgia. Left arm. That should also be a good one. I think the last two... Oh, let me fix this. The last 2 or 3 times that they've pulled, I think that Paul has come out on top. Carl's been looking really strong, though, as well. It should be a good match. Paul's probably the favorite on paper. If you're betting, I'd probably bet on Paul. That being said, I'm going to root for Carl. I know Carl's been putting in the work. Carl's been looking really strong, and I'm hoping that the Florida boy ends up taking the win there. So we will see there. That'll be a good match November 13th. November 13th, you also have Brandon Allen versus Mike Aiello. I'm sorry, not Brandon Allen. Brandon Allen is putting on Eric Spotto versus Mike Aiello. I'm going to be working with Mike a little bit while I'm up there in Virginia. He's meeting me there. I'm going to work on a little bit of a game plan to see if he can prepare for it. It's going to be a really interesting match because we don't really know where Eric Spotto stands in a tournament or super match setting. We've only seen him practice for the last 10-15 years. So it should be a really, really interesting match. I have to root for my boy Mike in that, but it's really hard to know who to bet for there. Corey West. Oh, Corey West versus Michael Todd. Not yet. Hey, Chance, who do you think would win if you went against Dmitry Kachan? It's really hard to know. I think I'd do fine against his style of arm wrestling, but it's really hard to know how strong he is. I'd like to pull him. Me and Dimitri talk a lot. We're friendly. Maybe next time I go to Texas, I can hit up a practice of his. I think he's in Austin, Texas. Maybe I can swing through Austin when I get my RV. We'll stop by. We'll film some content. We'll get some good practices in. But it's hard to know. You always got to root for yourself, you know. Paul's my boy, but Carl has been looking good lately. Yeah, absolutely. Why are you in the void? No, I just got a black background here. Ordered a backdrop, I guess that's what it's called, off of Amazon. Got that set up and adjusted my camera settings. I thought it looked pretty good, but it's not a. You see, it's not a background remover or anything, so I can't change the picture. I'll probably work on how to do that through software. I'm not too sure how to do that. I was using NVIDIA Broadcast, but it was being choppy on me, so I got to use it through a different software there. What's my favorite match of all time? I don't know if I have a favorite match of all time. The most into a match that I was probably when Jerry and Michael had their like 7 minute match. That was crazy to me. It was when me and Maggie first started dating, and neither of us had a license yet. So we were in the Uber just like watching it. And I'm like, man, they're still going. And that's the first match that really, I think, intrigued Maggie, where she didn't mind watching it all the time and being a part of my arm wrestling career. So that was a really good match, I thought. And it's hard not to like that match. Oh, Toddzilla versus West. What was my thoughts on that match? Tomorrow. I already covered that, buddy, so feel free to go back and watch. I don't have a timestamp for you, but that was towards the beginning of the video. I spoke on that. Cool. Do you take supplement for bones or ligaments? I'm not too sure for bones or ligaments what a supplement like that might be. So, Luca, I'm going to say probably not. I take magnesium. I take Animal Pack here, my multivitamin. Um, I take vitamin C. I take probiotics, BCAAs, creatine, glutamine, L-carnitine, I think. I don't know. I'd have to look at my list, but I don't think anything specifically for bone. Oh, by the way, guys, uh, if this will focus, it says Gripzilla. This company, Gripzilla, they sent me out these handles to try. Being that I've been sick, I haven't had a chance to use them yet. But I will tell you, so far they feel comfortable in my hand. I think it's similar to the handles that Michael Todd uses, or was at least using in Dubai. But I'm gonna go attach these at the gym. I'm gonna mess with these a little bit, and I'll give you guys some feedback. But thanks to Gripzilla for sending these out to me. And yes, there will be a video coming out on those soon. They send them in a pair, so right and left hand. They feel very solid. But again, I'm going to give an honest opinion. They didn't pay me anything. They just sent me out the handles. So I don't feel obliged to say, oh, yeah, they're the best. But first impressions, pretty good. The packaging was nice, and it feels solid. So I will give an honest review on those soon. Yoshi versus Ron Bath. That was a really good match, Levon Gasparini. Fish oil. Yes, I do take fish oil. That's one I was missing. So it's great for ligaments. Perfect. I take 6 fish oil a day. I have a prescription grade fish oil, which I didn't even know was a thing. Use a virtual background till then. I like my black background though. I don't know. I feel like it looks nice, but maybe I could use a virtual background. But again, I have to use it through a different software that's not NVIDIA Broadcast, because when I was using, oh no, what happened? Well, all my settings just reset. That's terrible. So, well, now you can see the difference in what my settings were. I don't know why it reset, but I'm going to go ahead and hit filter, no, properties. Now you guys get to go through this with me live. Configure video. And, yep, they're all reset. So, no. All right. This was supposed to be about here. That's a little bit better. Autofocus was supposed to be off. Exposure, uncheck that. It's a little better. The zoom stayed. Brightness, drop that down a little bit. That's already a little bit better. think contrast I kept about the same. Saturation turned up a little bit. That looks better. Sharpness. Super sharp. No, I'm not going to go like that. That still looks a little bit too soft. That's about good right there, I think. White balance was about there. Is that about what it was looking like? I feel like my face color is still a little bit different. Man, I don't know what happened there. Fly, camera control, exposure. I think keep that at 6. I think that looks better. All right, well, that's good enough for now, I suppose. I don't know what happened there, so, but interesting. Let me get back to that. Sorry, guys. Wouldn't you like to grip up with Levon just to see what it feels like? I want to grip up with everybody. So, yes, absolutely. Thomas, I would. Tugboat in space. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I gotta figure out how to put a overlay on as well, because I want to put my little tugboat logo right there. I'm sure you can get all this all the time, but your thoughts on Ryan Bowen? Would you beat him today? Oh yeah, everyone asked me. Of course, I think that I would beat him today. Um, I think we've both made a lot of progress, but it's hard to know where he's at. He claims to be a lot better and a lot stronger, but he's stuck in Australia, so we don't know. Me, on the other hand, I've been able to pull a bunch of different people, compete with a ton of different people, and so we've kind of seen my progression since then. I mean, I have wins on Ron Bath and uh, Don Underwood and Chris Chandler and Mike Aiello and Jordan Sill and Nick Zena. And, I've got a lot of great wins since then. And like I said, he's been in Australia, so he hasn't been able to do a whole lot since then. What's up, Texas Piranha? Looks good. Picture looks good. Looks good. Looks great. Awesome. Who would you want to pull next? My main focus is just with FA right now in Turkey. It looks good. What are you using? I just have a Logitech webcam, and then the set software that I'm using is just Streamlabs OBS, and then they have where you can configure the video in their setting or in their software by itself. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit better. So that's what I'm using. It's just a 1080p Logitech webcam though. Something is still. I don't know. I feel like the color of my shirt keeps like. Yeah, see like that. I don't know what's going on. Um, have you already have you talked about Derek and Tim already? I just briefly touched on it. I'm excited for that match. I am going to be rooting for Derek there. I don't want to get too into it until we get a little bit closer, though. Where to go in Central Florida for arm wrestling training? I'm in Dade City. Dade City. Let's see. Dade City. First of all, College Hunkinator. I'm going to recommend that you download the ArmBet app. It's on Android, it's on Apple, so you can download it either way, whatever you have, and it's going to pop up and show you all the closest arm wrestlers to you. That's what I would use first. You're probably going to be best off going Dade City's between Orlando and Tampa, right? Yeah, you're probably going to be best off going to Tampa. There's a bunch of different teams over towards Tampa that you're going to want to hit up. That's going to be your people. Could you take Lachlan? I think I can, Benjamin. Who is a bigger threat to you, Ryan or Lachlan? I don't know. It's hard to know without pulling them. Devin or John? John. Max res is 720p. Yes. I changed my output to 720p because of my bit rate right now until, or I'm sorry, I changed my bit rate and my output because of my upload internet speed. Until I run an Ethernet cable up through the attic and all that to get better internet, I don't think I'll be able to stream in 1080, but it still should look better than it did before with all the adjustments and whatnot. Are you a fan of resistance bands for training? I have never used resistance bands for training, but I'm gonna start using them, Chris, and I'll keep you posted on there. Is is Derek a future champion? Yes, I think me, Derek, and Corey are going to be the future of North American arm wrestling. I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later. Uh, but we'll see. I think in the next 3 to 5 years, it's going to be us three taking out the Dave Chafees and the Tim Bresnans and the Todd Hutchings and Michael and Devin. It's going to happen. You think you could give Toddzilla a match right now? Yes, I do. I think Todd is easier style match for me than he was for Corey. I think Corey is going to have a difficult time trying to match him inside because Todd can get so tight and he can drive side really, really well, where Corey can't get quite as tight, so his bicep is going to be a lot more involved. But who knows? Maybe Todd Hutchings is just so strong I crack his hand and he pins me straight to the pad. So it's all speculation. I really don't know, but I would definitely like a match with Todd Hutchings to find out. I'm gonna be live for a few more minutes, guys. So feel free to ask any other questions. I'm a little warm here behind these lights. I gotta get used to it, or what I gotta do is I gotta get a fan or something, like over here, so I can get some air circulation because it is warm over here in the corner of the room with the lights and the background and everything else, the computer, the monitors, whatever. What's next for me as far as what I'm doing? November 20th, I'm going to be going up to Michigan. There's a bunch of super matches up there. I think Roger Learned has a super match. Roger Kingingham is pulling Artem left and right. That should be a good match. There's like 4 or 5 super matches that day. I'm going to be just going up to hang out, watch, and then I will compete in the super heavyweights left and right. And hopefully maybe my left can show up and do all right. Last time I went to Michigan, I think I took 3rd place left-handed. So I'm going to try for at least 3rd, if not 2nd. Get D2R. What is D2R, Benjamin? How would you do with Sasha? Again, it's really hard to know any of these theoreticals. I mean, pulling someone that I have no common opponents with is even harder to know. So, being a super heavyweight, I would hope that I beat him. But he is a fantastic top 5 at 90 kilos. So maybe not. I don't know. Do you do any calisthenics like pull-ups, dips, and push-ups? Not really, Tamar. Arms are looking bigger. Yeah, let's go. No, I don't actually think so. I think they're a little smaller, Thomas. But thank you. Prime Vovoda versus Levon. I'm taking Levon all day long. Prime Vovoda was a really good arm wrestler, but I think that he's a little bit overrated, personally. I could be wrong. Who knows? But Levon, I think, is probably the number 1 strongest arm wrestler, maybe of all time. It's hard to know. I would like to see Prime John versus Levon. I'd like to see Prime Denis Aplinkov versus Levon. And Prime Devin versus Levon. But I think Levon's should probably be the favorite in all of those from what we've seen. So to clarify, you think John beats Devin in the upcoming match? You pulled John recently, so I figured you'd know where he is. No, Austin, I think that Devin beats John in the upcoming match. And I don't think it's that close of a match. Diablo 2 remastered or remake, whatever. Benjamin. I was never a huge Diablo 2 guy. I mean, I have Diablo 2 and Diablo 3, but I don't play them too much. I don't think that I would like Diablo 2. I thought it was Resurrection. Whatever it is. I don't know how much fun I would have on that. but maybe I'll check it out. I downloaded New World. I'm not sure if any of you guys have played that game before. I played it for like an hour, and I haven't played it since. Wasn't a huge fan of that. I haven't really been playing as many games as I was before. I've just been really busy with life. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to start pumping out some more content for you guys. If you'd like to see it, I can post once I get started on my training next week, what I'm doing each day and my weight and progression. Keep up with that, and then maybe get a little bit of feedback from you guys on the style of video. Maybe I could go raw, unedited style, or I can just keep it shorter and faster paced. But it's totally up to whatever you guys think. Thank you, Redford Nilly. I appreciate that. I don't think that I've missed anything that I wanted to hop on here and talk about. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. Make sure you smash the like button before you leave. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I'm sure most of you guys are already subscribed, but if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe and also hit the bell for notifications. That way, when I do go live or when I do post a video, you guys will get a notification so you can come stop by and hang out. I really appreciate everyone for doing all that for me. So thank you. It really helps out a lot. We hope you come to Canada and compete when Devin and Levon at Toronto. Wait, we hope you come to Canada to see and compete when Devin and Levon are at Toronto. It's happening in March or April. If Devin and Levon are in Toronto, I'll be there for sure. Avatar, that'd be huge, but I haven't heard anything about that. Gonna start doing pull-ups and dips at your weight. It would benefit you. Levon does them a lot. Yeah, absolutely, Tamar. I think any strength building will help a lot. I'm bored of all these games developers have dropped the ball years ago. Yeah, I agree, Benjamin. It's too much of a cash grab and no one's really in it to make a good game. Peace. Raw, I like for me. Raw and honest info is far more interesting. Okay, well that's good to know, guys. So I'll try a more of a raw style video. I'll do a little bit of edits. I'm not gonna just record the full hour thing and post it. The dead time where I'm just standing there, catching my breath or doing whatever, having my rest time between sets. I don't need to post all of that. But if I'm talking between, I will leave it in. Maybe I can put out like a 30-minute video. We'll see. We'll see how that all goes. But anyways, like I said, make sure you hit the smash. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications. And I